So my guests this afternoon are from Spea Automation. They make test equipment. I'm joined by Luca Fanelli, who's the president, and Emanuele Bardo, who's the vice president. So welcome, gentlemen. Nice to see you this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. So for the sake of our audience, could you please tell us a little bit about Spea?
Well, Spea is an Italian company that was founded in 1976. Is more than 45 years that we are present in the market of testing. We are currently dominating the semiconductor market in three major fields.
Okay.
The market of high power and high voltage. We will know all the investment that are running in this market segment, especially related to new technology like gallium nitride, silicon carbide.
No.
Spea is the first supplier in the market for such kind of application. Second, we have a dominant position in whatever is consumer, MEMS and sensor business. 60% of the sensors that are out in the market, not only related to consumer but also to automotive, are today tested and calibrated on the Spea machine.
Really?
We are heavily investing on additional segments. One of these is the automotive and in general the mixed signal application. Spea is growing at worldwide level with this market. We have doubled our market presence in the last 3 years. The company ran a turnover over 220 million of euro during 2023, and we expect another 50% growth in the next 2 years.
Okay. So I mean, you're known to have quite a big footprint in the PCBA sector, you know, for populated board assembly, but you're also doing a lot of stuff down here in the semiconductor business. So can you tell us a little bit about the architecture of your DOT 800 system? I'll pass this over to you, Luca.
Thank you very much. We have a platform that is the flagship platform that is conquering the market in the segment that Emanuele just mentioned. There are some highlights that make this machine really unique in the market. One of them is the high density channel with floating architecture. This is a key point which has allowed us to gain substantial traction in the BMS business. BMS requires floating channels for testing, and we have an outstanding architecture for that. The other portion of the architecture is the independence from the back panel, the usual back panel of the tester. Yep. So we have an incredible architecture that allow us to have instruments that can be calibrated, left on the shelf, and then reused in the machine without need of continuous recalibration. These two items, which are of course very technical, they turn out to be an essential element with customer and with those suppliers that test this kind of products. They gave us significant advantage on that aspect. Plus the high density capability combined with the high current and high voltage, which we are exposing here at the booth this year, the DOT 800T, which is exactly the same architecture that we have, architecture system that we have for mixed signal product, but has in addition the capability of having high current and high voltage instrumentation. Right. Those instruments allow to achieve extremely high current in the thousands of amp range.
Say, what levels does it go up to? Because I mean, it's going up quite substantially at the moment.
The power market in this moment is requiring us to test a technological node for silicon carbide, for example, and gallium nitride up to 6,500 volts. But our technology is already prepared to test the next two technological node, the 10,000 volts and then the 16,000 volts after that. So these for high voltage current, for dynamic test and static test, but also to do short circuit test, for example, in the range of the 10,000 amp on KGD device, power module and so on. Yeah. Very versatile machine and a winning solution for the market in this moment.
That's very interesting. I mean, the industry is changing so quickly at the moment. The technology is changing. We're looking at different materials, different architectures, huge ranges of power, as we just mentioned, and also thermal challenges along with that. What are you doing, for the future? Because I believe you're investing quite a bit in R&D since the recovery in 2024. So, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have considered this data. During the last year and a half, we increased our R&D capability in terms of people of more than 50%. We are working in close partnership with all our customers. The market demand are very clear. We needed to increase the high voltage and the high current capability, but especially on that, we have also to increase accuracy and being capable to measure extremely fast switching time that are in the range of 1, 2, 3 nanoseconds at a high voltage level. We have currently a massive program, and we have created in Italy, where we have 80% of our R&D, a dedicated team for the high voltage equipment. We have prepared a program of more than 20 million euro investment, not only in people and activity of research, but also in equipment, simulator, software model that we have to build in order to allow us to catch up with such kind of development. Of course, the partnership and the sharing of the roadmap of our customer with us is key. Because it can support us in order to take the right direction for all the development that we are doing.
Okay. So did I pick you up correctly? You said that you're in terms of your accuracy, you're able to measure down to, is it 1 and 2 nanometer?
1 to nanosecond.
Nanosecond. Okay, I see. Gotcha. Okay. So finally, just coming back to you, Luca, I mean, you've got some expansion plans. Obviously, we've got the US CHIPS Act. It's bringing a lot of business. We can see that on the show floor here this week. Yes. It's absolutely a sellout show. What are your plans to address the expanding market here?
Absolutely. So it's no secret that end of 2023 and 2024 are tough years for the semiconductor market all around. Yep. But these, for us, those are cycles that we have seen in the past, and this is just another one that will go by. What makes us particular is that when those cycles come, we take an opportunity to expand and to invest. Emanuele mentioned the investment on the R&D that we are doing on the manufacturing side and the design side in Italy. But on the same token, here in the US, we are expanding our operation. Our base is in Texas, so our American headquarter is located in Tyler, Texas. Mm-hmm. But currently we have 3 additional offices that we have already opened and they're already fully working in Arizona. And then we have partnership plus potential office open in California later this year. This is just for the location. As far as manpower, we have already staffed all these offices with engineers, because those offices, the reason why we open these offices where they are is because we are close to our customer base. Mm-hmm. And for 2024, so the second half of 2024, and this will continue throughout the entire 2025, we have a plan of expansion of our engineering base. Right now, we plan to expand our engineering base, growing, like I said, from today until the end of 24 and 25 by 70%. This is how strong of the demand we see in the market, and this demand, we are underestimating the growth because we think that is going to be bigger than that, but of course one step at a time. 70% is the plan to grow from today until the end of 2025.
So how many people do you have here at the moment?
In this moment in the US, between all the facilities that we have in the US, we are around 30 people. Right. And the plan is to go at least close to 60. We will not quite touch 60, but we will go close to 60 people.
Right, okay, well that's quite ambitious plans, that's for
it
sure.
Is.
But you know, as I say, that the market is moving so aggressively at the
yes.
moment, that you really do need to take
absolutely
these steps. And going back to the R&D stuff, I mean, it's unusual for people to be spending money in a downturn
yes.
on R&D. It's usually one of the first things to be cut, but quite frankly, with the pace of technology at the moment, you absolutely have to.
Absolutely.
Have to do it. Yeah.
During the years of COVID, as we know, there was a huge demand. So the disruption of the supply chain that we saw all around the world created a sense of panic in the OEM, and so there was a huge wave of purchasing and commitment on buying that happened all the way throughout the COVID period, and its tail continued even after the COVID period. Mm-hmm. This has created an overshoot of capacity in many of our customers. So this is a moment of adjustment. We see this just as a moment of adjustment for the market. The situation is going to improve, of course. All the data, all the public data is not just our feeling. Talking to our customer and the data that we have on this aspect tells us that the year of turnover will be late 2024, beginning of 2025, and push into 26. Yeah. And so we remain confident that there is no other way for us than to grow, and this is the way the American side is investing to grow.
Well, it's impressive to hear, and I certainly wish you every success with your expansion.
Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, guys, for coming in and telling us about it today.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.